Hello everyone, my name is Zhang. I am 13 years old and I will be talking about taxation, redistribution, and welfare, an analysis of the relationship between law and economics. My research explores how law and economics influence each other. Laws provide the structure for markets, defining property, contracts, and taxation, and more, while economic forces shape how those laws evolve. For instance, economic crises often prompt governments to adjust tax or labor policies. Understanding this interaction helps us design systems that are both fair and efficient. My central question is how legal functions, like taxation and wage laws, influence economic efficiency and wealth distribution, and how changing incentives in turn shape the evolution of laws. This research builds on the idea that laws aim not just for efficiency, but also for fairness and redistribution. Historically, we can trace this back to the Lex Mercatoria, the merchant's law of medieval Europe, which evolved into modern contract and trade law. These systems reduced uncertainty and allowed commerce to thrive. Over time, this efficiency-based logic expanded into other areas of law, like labor and taxation, where fairness became just as important. We don't want to be like that minion judge on the side, not caring whether something is fair or not and just banging the gavel. Together, efficiency and fairness within redistribution form the foundation for how modern societies balance growth with justice. My main research questions ask, how do the functions of law influence overall economic efficiency and wealth distribution, and how do changing incentives feed into the evolution of laws? To explore this, I divided my work into three key areas: history, minimum wage, and taxation. The history sections looks at how commercial customs like the Lex Mercatoria evolved into more formal systems like contract and trade law as we know it today. The section on minimum wage examines how labor policies strike a balance between fairness and productivity. And the section on taxation analyzes how systems redistribute wealth and maintain economic stability. The purpose of this research is to understand how laws adapt to shifting economic realities while also shaping people's behavior and opportunities. Law and economics aren't separate forces, they form a continuous feedback loop. My goal is to identify the principles that allow societies to promote both efficiency and equity, ensuring growth that is not only strong but also fair. I used a comparative analysis approach combining historical, theoretical, and economic perspectives. My sources included academic literature, government policy documents, and cross national examples from countries like the United States and the Netherlands. I focused on three key parameters: efficiency, inequality, and economic stability. The goal was to understand not just whether laws work, but how and why they promote or hinder fairness and growth. My findings fall into three main parts. First, historically, the Lex Mercatoria reduced transaction costs and became the foundation for modern global commerce, showing that efficiency has long been a core legal principle. Second, countries with higher minimum wages, like the Netherlands, tend to have happier workers and more stable economies, suggesting that wage laws can enhance both productivity and satisfaction. Third, progressive taxation redistributes income, stabilizes demand, and funds public goods like education and healthcare. Equitable tax systems are strongly linked to long-term economic growth. Taken together, these results show that laws promoting both efficiency and fairness create a stronger, more resilient society, where stability, equity, and prosperity reinforce one another. These results also show that law and economics form a continuous feedback loop. Economic conditions push laws to adapt, and legal reforms reshape markets in response. Policies that balance fairness and efficiency, like minimum wage and progressive taxation, lead to more stable and cohesive societies. Historical evidence supports this. Efficiency driven rules like contract law evolved into fairness driven systems that distribute benefits more evenly. What's important is that neither efficiency nor fairness alone can sustain long term growth. Both are necessary for a healthy economy. When laws become too focused on profit, inequality grows and social justice and social trust declines. Conversely, when redistribution is excessive, incentives weaken and innovation slows. The challenge for modern societies is finding the right equilibrium, where fairness motivates participation and efficiency rewards effort. This balance is what allows nations to grow sustainably while maintaining social harmony. In conclusion, laws shape markets and markets reshape laws. The evolution from merchant law to modern economic policy shows how legal systems have always reflected both efficiency and fairness. Minimum wage and progressive taxation continue this pattern, enhancing stability and well being while ensuring a fairer distribution of resources. Together, these examples reveal that economic success depends not only on growth, but on how that growth is shared and sustained. When legal systems uphold fairness, people are more willing to trust institutions, participate in the economy, and contribute to collective prosperity. This trust forms the foundation of both social and economic stability. Ultimately, the interaction between law and economics is not just theoretical. It determines how societies function, how opportunities are distributed, and how justice and prosperity coexist. Looking ahead, future research could use more empirical data to test how minimum wage and taxation policies affect real world outcomes across different countries, especially in developing economies. There is also room to explore new intersections between law and economics, like digital trade, automation, or AI driven taxation systems. Comparative historical research could reveal how different legal traditions, such as common versus civil law, have shaped economic development differently. In addition, studying how environmental and technology laws influence inequality could uncover ways to align sustainability with economic fairness. Expanding the scope of research beyond traditional markets may also help policymakers design legal systems that are more adaptive, inclusive, and future ready. Now, I'd like to thank my mentor, Dikshit or D. Bhagabati, for his invaluable guidance, and Manoj Kumar and the Lumiere Education Program team for their support. Their feedback helped refine both my research question and my analytical approach. My research shows that law and economics are inseparable forces, each constantly shaping and redefining the other. From merchant customs centuries ago to today's global trade, wage, and tax systems, the same principles of efficiency and fairness continue to guide how societies evolve. Maintaining this balance will be crucial as we face new challenges like automation, inequality, and climate change. These findings are supported by foundational works in law and economics, including studies on redistribution and fairness by scholars such as Posner, Dimick, and Enger. I also drew from government and historical sources like the US Department of Labor and the government of the Netherlands to strengthen my comparative analysis. Thank you for listening.